every now and then in the NFL draft, there's a can't miss prospect at the quarterback position, and usually he ends up going first overall. And I'm not saying all quarterbacks that go first overall are can't miss prospects, because for every Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, you have like 20 Jared Goffs or Jameis Winston, so you really don't know, but every now and then there comes out a guy like Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, John Elway that, pretty much everyone knows he's going to be amazing. And next year, there's a guy like that in the draft, Trevor Lawrence. I'm pretty sure you guys know all about him. Clemson quarterback, dude with the long hair, sunshine, whatever you want to call him, but you know about him. I don't even watch college football, and I knew about him the second he stepped on the field at Clemson because he was supposed to be the next big thing, and he delivered. He took Clemson and won a championship in his freshman year. This year, the sophomore year, he took them back to the title game. Didn't win, but still a successful season by his standards nonetheless, and he's entering his junior year, and it's expected that he's going to declare for the NFL draft after this upcoming college football season, so he's going to be the quarterback to go off the board. First overall, most definitely. And, when you have a guy like Trevor Lawrence, a guy who's going to be available with the first overall pick, I think it's worth tanking for. This past year, I didn't think there was a single quarterback worth tanking for. There was the whole Dolphins tank for Tua thing, but they still ended up getting Tua, but I wasn't too high on Tua. And then, the whole Joe Burrow thing. Well, Joe Burrow only had one good year with LSU, so can't really judge him off of one good season. Trevor Lawrence, though, it's going to be 3 straight years of dominant quarterback play at the highest level in college football, so he's a guy you could tank for, like suck for luck the Colts did back in 2011. I feel like Trevor Lawrence is worth tanking for. But now when you look at the quarterback position in the NFL, I kind of divided it into 4 groups. Teams that already have a quarterback, teams that think they have a quarterback, teams that have an old quarterback, and teams that don't have a quarterback. Now, the teams that have a quarterback, that's like the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, the Texans with Deshaun Watson, the Seahawks with Russell Wilson, the Cardinals with Kyler Murray, the Eagles with Carson Wentz, and I even threw in the Lions and Falcons with Matthew Stafford and Matt Ryan. You could debate that being in the old category, but I still think they have a few more years left in the tank, so I put them on the teams that have a quarterback. And now, teams that have an old quarterback, you got teams like the Saints, the Buccaneers, the Steelers. They don't really have a backup plan for what's going to happen after their old quarterback retires, And then you have the teams that think they have a quarterback. Now, this doesn't mean I don't think these teams have a bad quarterback, but they think that quarterback's good. This just means that you still don't quite know yet what you have with them. In addition to, that quarterback's not good, but they think he's the answer, but he's not the answer, So, in this list, I have the Bills. Now, Josh Allen, I think he's a complete scrub. I think the Bills do not have a quarterback, but they're yet to realize it. The Niners, they have Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know how I feel about Jimmy Garoppolo, man. I still have to see more. Gotta stay healthy, too, though. Last year he did stay healthy, and he took him to the Super Bowl, but I want to see him do more. But I still have somewhat believe in him. The Titans, Ryan Tannehill, I do not believe in him. Derrick Henry carries him. The Dolphins, they have Tua. He's a rookie. You know absolutely nothing about him. The Chargers, they drafted Herbert. I'm not a big fan of that, but you just never know in this situation. They just drafted a quarterback in the first round, so you have to put them in this category. You got the Bengals with Joe Burrow, the Cowboys with Dak Prescott and Andy Dalton. You don't know what they're doing, really. You got the Vikings with Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins average AF, but they're not in a spot where they don't have a quarterback. You got the Packers. Yes, they have Aaron Rodgers, but the reason why I didn't put them in the old quarterback category, because they drafted Love in the first round literally like a few weeks ago. The Browns, Baker Mayfield. I know a lot of people hate Baker Mayfield, but Baker Mayfield had a very good rookie year. Could have been a sophomore slump last year. Could have been bad coaching. I'm giving Baker Mayfield a chance to bounce back. I also put the Ravens in this category, and I feel like I might catch some, trash talk for this, but I just do not believe that the play style of Lamar Jackson is sustainable, so he has to change up his ways quite a bit, throw the football more, be more accurate before I actually put him in that other category of teams that do have a quarterback. And then you have the Jets, Sam Darnold obviously going to his third year. The Jaguars, I really do think the Jaguars believe in Gardner Minshew, and I mean, why not? Dude has an awesome mustache. The Panthers, I think they believe in Teddy Bridgewater, so I'm putting them here. The Rams, now I don't believe in Goff, but I still think they believe in Goff, and either way, even if they don't, they're kind of tied to Goff because of that big contract they gave him. And then you have the Broncos with Drew Lock, the Raiders with Carr, the Redskins with Dwayne Haskins, and the Giants with Daniel Jones. So that pretty much covers all the teams, except for three. These three teams, I don't think have a quarterback. I don't think they have their quarterback, and they don't have an old quarterback that's good enough to, keep them afloat. And honestly, these three teams that don't have a quarterback, I think they all have a very good roster. Like, for them to come away with the first overall pick, I think they have to purposely tank. But if I was a fan of either of these three teams, I'd be okay with it because we get to get Trevor Lawrence, and you already have a nicely built roster, and you might be able to do something with it. And those three teams are the Patriots, the Bears, and the Colts. Now let's start off with the Patriots. The Patriots, obviously, they had Tom Brady for the longest time. Tom Brady's down in Tampa now, so they don't have a quarterback. And don't tell me this no-name guy that they picked up last year is going to come in here and, be this awesome quarterback for the Patriots, man. Like, it's just not going to happen. Honestly, this reminds me of when the Broncos lost Peyton Manning to retirement and Brock Osweiler went to Houston. And all the Broncos fans, everyone was saying, oh my God, Trevor Siemian's the future. Trevor Siemian's going to be so awesome. No, Trevor Siemian sucked. He didn't do good. And I see the Patriots being in the same situation with Jarrett Stidham. He is not a good quarterback. He is not going to turn into the next Tom Brady. No, the Patriots are in need of a quarterback. The Patriots should definitely tank for Trevor Lawrence. And honestly, if I was the Patriots, I would definitely do it. I mean, you still got the best head coach in football or NFL history, Bill Belichick. Give him Trevor Lawrence and watch Bill Belichick dominate for another 10 to 15 years. As an NFL fan, I don't want that because I am sick and tired of the Patriots. But if the Patriots want to be smart, they go and tank for Trevor Lawrence. Now, could I actually see them doing it? Probably not. I don't think the Patriots operate that sort of way. I feel like they're going to go out there and try to be competitive and get 7 to 8 wins. But with Belichick, you just never know. Now, the next team, the Bears. Mitchell Trubisky, dude's a bust. They didn't even pick up his 5th-year option. I think the Bears realized that he is not the one. And then they traded for Nick Foles. And Nick Foles hasn't had success in the NFL outside of Philly, so I don't think the Bears have their quarterback. And the Bears, they have a talented team. They have a decent O-line, decent pair of running backs, decent receivers, decent tight ends, and an awesome defense. So, like I said, the Bears, to get Trevor Lawrence, they'd have to intentionally tank. Now, I don't think they'll do it, but, I mean, you're not going anywhere with Nick Foles or Mitchell Trubisky. You're just not. You're looking at an 8-8 season. You're looking at a year wasted of your defense. They're probably going to end up picking 16th overall, and they're not going to be able to get Trevor Lawrence, so might as well tank, get you a real quarterback. You still have your defense intact. You can afford to overpay these awesome defensive players you have because Trevor Lawrence is going to be on a rookie deal. You cut Nick Foles, cut Trubisky, or, let him walk, actually, let Trubisky walk. get you a random backup quarterback, and then you go into the season with Trevor Lawrence in 2021, and he's your future quarterback. You already have that good, awesome defense, and you could probably win the Super Bowl within the next 2 years. Like, Chicago, I feel like, would be the ideal spot, because I feel like they have the better roster out of the 3 teams mentioned, but I just don't see Chicago doing it. And as for Indy, people might say, oh, what about Phillip Rivers? He's an old quarterback, but yeah, Phillip Rivers, he is not good in my opinion. I love Phillip Rivers. I loved Phillip Rivers, but I think Rivers is done. His arm is shot. He has no arm strength, and the Colts have no quarterback in my opinion. They're going to realize this after the year, but lucky for them, they only signed him to a 1-year deal. Now Jacoby Brissett is also back there, and honestly, I don't think too much of Brissett. I feel like he's too scared to throw the football deep, so he's kind of like the complete opposite of Phillip Rivers. But yeah, the Colts, they don't have a quarterback. However, they have a good offensive line. They have an awesome running back in Jonathan Taylor, who in my opinion was the best running back in the draft last year, or this past year, or this draft that just happened like 2 weeks ago. And they have decent receivers. They have a decent defense. Does need some work, but if you get a young quarterback like Trevor Lawrence and put him behind that offensive line, he's going to thrive, man. Like, it's going to make life easy for him, a rookie quarterback behind that offensive line. He's going to be able to learn so much. He's going to be able to process the game quicker, better. So I feel like Indy is a good landing spot for him. But, like Chicago, like New England, I feel like this Indianapolis team is too talented to actually land the first overall pick. But, hey, Indianapolis has done it before. They sucked for Luck. They intentionally tanked for Andrew Luck. I could see them doing it for Trevor Lawrence just to be, those dudes. But yeah, if it were up to me, in my opinion, I guess you could say, the 3 teams that should tank for Trevor Lawrence should either be New England, Indianapolis, or Chicago. Because I think those teams don't have anywhere to turn to. They have no glimmer of hope at the quarterback position. Now, do I see them doing it? I mean, like I said, Indianapolis has done it before. I could see them doing it again. And then, New England, I feel like Bill Belichick is a genius, and he is an a-hole like that, and I think Belichick would probably pull a move like that just to mess with the league. It's like, oh yeah, I had Tom Brady for 20 years. We dominated the NFL for 20 years. You probably think I'm gone. But nah, I'm going to sit out a year, let y'all have y'all's little fun. We're going to go 2-14, and we're going to get Trevor Lawrence and dominate the NFL for 20 more years. Like, just imagine that, dude. I'd be so mad. But yeah, I could see Bill Belichick being petty like that. And as far as the Chicago Bears go, I don't see the Bears doing it, because I feel like the Bears are way too stubborn to realize that they don't have a quarterback. I feel like they're like, oh, nah, Nick Foles is an answer. Nah, Trubisky, there's still a chance Trubisky can be good. So, yeah, I don't see Chicago doing it, but, I wouldn't be shocked if New England or Indianapolis end up doing it, and if it happens, I would be so mad. 1, the Patriots, because we all hate the Patriots, and then 2, Indianapolis, they're in my division. I'm a Texans fan, and yeah, if they tank for Lawrence and they end up with another once-in-a-lifetime generational talent at the quarterback position, I'll be so mad, because these guys had Peyton Manning, went straight from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck, and then they broke Andrew Luck, and then to have them get Trevor Lawrence, oh my god, dude, I'd be so angry. But who knows, maybe some other team ends up tanking for Trevor Lawrence, but I just don't see it. Like, I think it'd be smart for one of these 3 teams doing it. Now, don't be surprised though, like, if the Carolina Panthers are the ones to do it, because I'm not buying the whole they're believing in Bridgewater thing, like, I don't believe that. I think that Bridgewater is just going to be like their bridge quarterback, no pun intended, but he's going to be their bridge quarterback just for this year, have him there, have him lead you to a 2-14 record, and then you pick up Trevor Lawrence. So you go from Cam Newton to Trevor Lawrence. And then another team that could end up taking Lawrence is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like, maybe they don't believe in Gardner Minshew. I think they do believe in Gardner Minshew, but this Jaguars team, they always end up picking around the top 5. So don't be shocked if these guys end up with the first overall pick and they go later Minshew and pick up Trevor Lawrence, because the Jaguars traded away pretty much their whole team, their whole defense. Ramsey's gone, Boye's gone, Calais Campbell's gone, and I'm pretty sure Ngakoue's going to be gone here pretty soon. So, yeah, they traded away their whole defense. They're trying to trade away Fournette. They don't really have much there, so I think the Jaguars could end up with the first overall pick, and they could end up taking Trevor Lawrence. But besides the Panthers and Jaguars, I don't really see no other team that can actually genuinely suck next season and end up taking Trevor Lawrence. I feel like every other team is like okay at the quarterback position, that either average or have a very young quarterback that they seem to believe in. And then of course you got the Patriots, Bears, and Indianapolis, who I think all three would be in a better position in the future, the near future actually, if they were to tank for Trevor Lawrence instead of sticking with the guys they have now, because, yeah, Trubisky, Phillip Rivers, and Brissett, and whatever the hell the Patriots are trying to convince their fans they have, no. They need Trevor Lawrence. Those three teams would really benefit from Trevor Lawrence. I feel like if they were to get Trevor Lawrence, all three of those teams would be Super Bowl contenders. Maybe not immediately, because Trevor Lawrence has to get his feet wet in the NFL, but in 2022, if the Bears, the Colts, the Patriots, if they get Trevor Lawrence, they'll be Super Bowl contenders by 2022. And I could really guarantee that, unless Trevor Lawrence, cuts his hair and he ends up losing all his powers. But I don't see that happening. So, Trevor Lawrence, I do think he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. And I think any team that gets him is going to be set in the future for at least 15 years. And that's why I think it would be smart for the Bears, the Colts, or the Patriots to tank for him, man. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys for today. Comment down below your opinion. What team should tank for Trevor Lawrence? And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.